on the one bright side here, we do have a lot of comfort heroes from Monaspa, and in particular, we have the Wish Partner from the mid lane. So talk to me about this hero. How do you feel about it mid, and why don't we see it more often?
So I think that Pugner is a very strong mid hero in the right game. He wants to like slowly, you know, harass you down and burst your tower over time. But the thing is, when you run into these heroes such as Pango is a great example, or heroes that make it hard for you to run in, it becomes very awkward because Pango loves when you run at his tower and fight. So Pugner itself, it's just a, first of all, it's a hero specialist. Like, you need to be a hero specialist to play this hero. And if you play against a lot of catch or run at you heroes, this hero can really suffer.
Yep. Yes, indeed. This Pugner going to be keeping quite a lot of eyes on Wish to ensure that he has as good a game as possible. Does have this clockwork at least, so there's movement possible to come and help him out if things start to go south. But GG, they'll be trying to do their utmost to make sure that that does happen to him. Also, another hero that I'm very intrigued about is this offlane Keeper of the Light for Ace. So we've seen this hero being played predominantly mid, sometimes in the position 4 role. Where do you prefer it? You're an offlane player yourself. Have you been spamming this Coddle?
I played a lot of offlane Coddle like a year ago with some different item builds, whatever, but I kind of like this offlane Coddle. T was also mentioning you can play on high range against this Undying, so you don't really care about him. You help the Monkey King to like get through the, you know, through the early lane, and you can always just push waves. You know, you're just gonna get your own farm. He looks like he wants to build some heals, some auras once again. Just gonna help his team to play more, and yeah, I just feel like they have a really cool timing in like this mid game.
GG. A nicely constructed draft, but obviously anything can still go south. Monaspa, they have this Lycan available to themselves, so in the event that the early game goes well, they can potentially try to roll them over before this draft really starts to come together. This bottom lane matchup. We've seen this before, but the times I've seen this lane lose is when it's a Drow Ranger rather than a Naga. When it's Naga, Naga lanes, man, this is so annoying. Just like this unit damage does nothing.
I mean, Naga loves these dual melee lanes where you know, Naga just gets to do whatever she wants. The wolves, you don't really care. You have way too high armor. They can even get the net later. So bottom lane is going to be highly, highly favored for Gaimin Gladiators. And for Monaspa in this game, they need Wish to have a good start. And then I want them to play through this hero and just really try to open up the game and speed it up for themselves.
Wish should have himself a decent time in this mid lane. I don't anticipate him having too many difficulties up against Quinn Callahan. Major winner right now. What build does he go for here on this Pugner as this game scales?
I mean, it's first of all just going to be the classic arcane boots into Lens, and then you go from there. I think there's always like, I like the second item Force a lot. You don't really want to go in early BKB. It's just a lot of trading up top, so we should be alright.
It's fine.
He's chilling.
Chilling, you know. He wanted to bring down Nandi a little bit lower, but Nandi won't die either. I think level 2, level 3 is when this gets really, really dangerous. For now, everybody's just chilling.
Yeah, like for now, it's more of like this more pokey stuff. Maybe once, Monkey gets his stun with some Jingu stacks, or they get some Tombstone, maybe, you know, out of position, then that's where both teams can look for something, like more commitment.
Nandi on this Drow. Knows that he's going to have protection from Spartan. Spartan's also played this Undying so many times. Like, we saw this all the time during Div 2 as well. He was always rolling on this Undying, protecting Nandi on the squishy range hero. So, more work at the office for the side of Monaspa here. And down bottom, we yet again see this poking and prodding and the inability of Monaspa to really bother this Nagasar. But top lane, they actually get a kill onto Ace here. They manage to zone him away from Tofu, drop the Tombstone down, the multi-shot comes out. So a good first blood from them. And Skylark almost got killed himself, but gets back to the tower, he's safe. All right, that's good. You know, nice little start here for the side of Monaspa.
I mean, that's a great start. It looks like that perhaps Ace didn't quite catch on that, you know, Spartan, I think he just hit level 2. They dropped the Tombstone with the slow from Drow, so they get this first blood. And, I mean, if Monaspa, they want to do well in their lanes. You know, if you do it in another lane, that's great. But the one I'm going to be looking at over and over is just going to be Wish on his partner.
Probably going to be the most important player on his team for the earlier portion of the game. So certainly very understandable. Not anticipating that many more kills after this initial one. Everyone's going to realize, well, don't overextend. Don't take too many risks.
There's maybe a potential where bottom, maybe when Dyrachyo gets level 4, like if he sees an opening to level up the net, that can really screw over heroes like Lycan, because he's going to play on low HP until he has his helm. They don't have any regen in this bottom lane either. So Monaspa, they're going to have to be a little careful.
A little bit worried about Skylark CS at this point in time, but we've seen some of these rougher Lycan starts and expecting him to be able to recover, make things happen on the map. It is a bit of a problem that Dyrachyo can just maintain presence here for so long. Top, we just see more of this poking and prodding game. I think Ace just wants to make sure that he gets some revenge, man. It always sucks when you're in the first blood. He's like, my bad, won't happen again.
So yeah, I mean, they're gonna have to. The way that they want to play the lane is to like poke them down a bit and then look. Okay, Drow is half HP. Maybe we can get some monkey stun into an Illuminate. Because for now, Caudle often is more about. Usually people will free farm against you, and it's more about okay, can I match this or farm even more? So as long as he's getting his own network going, he shouldn't feel too bad about this lane.
The one consequence of all this poking and prodding, though, is that this mid lane, as even as it is probably not going to change, as Wish is starting to get a little bit more farm. Top lane Spartan, hopefully trying to run down Tofu here. Not going to be able to do so, and they missed with the Illuminate blast. So Spartan might not die, but he died. Oh, he spent too much time on the tower. Eats a couple of errant hits, and maybe feeling himself a bit too much. Decay is not that strong anymore. It's been nerfed a couple times, fam.
Yeah, that was not really the play. Tower shots are pretty strong early on, but I guess at least he gets to refill his HP, TP back to the lane. Ace nearly got the Tombstone as well, but yeah. Tofu gonna go back to base, run back to lane. He's gonna be chilling.
I'll take that.
Maybe that's the play. Probably Nande was like, listen, mates, I need some regen. Go home, make a plan for me, you know. This has to do the support duty. What can you do? And actually, yes, he's bringing him back the power trades.
Sure. I mean, to be fair, it is a Monaspa special. Spartan does die a lot, and I think they're okay with it. It's kind of like their go-to. Okay, I need some items. You know, maybe Nande is just really bad at using his courier. That's why Spartan is like, okay, man, I'm gonna go for some psycho trades. If they don't work out, all good.
Maybe it might be the situation that Nande is a little bit of a vegan, doesn't want to do any animal cruelty. As right now, we do see the esportsbet.io odds coming up on the screen. Major disrespect being shown towards Monaspa. You know, before the tour started, people would have said this is guaranteed how it's supposed to look, but Monaspa has been able to take games over these Div 1 teams, so you definitely can't disrespect them just yet. One thing that we should look at, though, Kezu, is we're talking about this mid lane with the matchup between the Pugna and the Pangolier. Pugna pulling ahead a little bit in CS, but because of all the poking and prodding on the side lanes, nobody can really come middle to assist either of these heroes.
I do think at some point you have to leave bottom with Clock. I would like to see Desire do that because he can be potentially a difference maker, or if Quinn goes for some early roll. The Clock Pango matchup is annoying, only early on, because early, like the cogs, you don't have some Blink Dagger or a Shard to really work around it. So I do think that Desire can be the difference maker in the early game, and Skylark on Lycan, he's going to have his helm. He should be okay against a Naga. They're just going to trade for him.
Yeah. Just going to have the most exciting game of Dota 2 down in the bottom lane. That's all top.
Oh, Skylark down bottom.
Gonna try and make this move happen, Celery. Getting some damage out. Like you said, they did end up leveling up the net. Skylark should end up falling here. A couple of more right clicks is all they need. They want to leave it for Diraicho. Skylark, how your body blocks on point, my friend. Can you make this happen? So far, so good. He's actually juking him out. Diraicho been dogged out entirely. He hasn't snared back up online, but they should be able to find him eventually. However, simultaneously, while this is happening, on the other side of the map, they also run down the Ace Keeper of the Light. So it's a 1-for-1 all across the map. And Monaspa will take it. Not happy to lose Skylark, but if it gets them more farm onto Nande, they will definitely allow this.
I like that they're playing this aggressive on the top lane. Like so the strength of offlane Keeper of the Light is that he has very high movement speed, but they have a lot of slows. You have level 3 Frost Arrows on Nande. Once you pop him once with that, you drop down the Tombstone, and then they just get to run Ace down because Caudle, he doesn't defend himself. So he even died while TPing out, so he has to do the walk of shame. And yeah, no, this top lane is going incredibly well for Monaspa.
Yeah. Things are looking super hot for them. Diraicho, of course, is still just chilling, farming it up, doing very exciting Naga things. I'll be honest, I actually hate watching this hero. Like,
I mean, who doesn't?
Whew.
Everyone hates Naga. I hate Naga.
Well, you know who doesn't hate Naga? Naga players. They just enjoy watching the MMR counter go north, watching the gold counter go north. And mid lane, we're going to maybe watch gold go north through kills as the Rolling Thunder initiated for the first time in this game. Wish completely chain disabled. And we do see that Desire, unfortunately, might have ended up griefing his own ally there a little bit, but it is what it is. They brought 3 heroes for this kill, and GG will be rewarded for their patience to make it happen at the 6-minute mark.
Yeah, Desire had to be a little closer, but for GG, you know, just a great move. They did it earlier, they're quicker, they get this roll going, and now even though Wish was winning this lane, he's still like 150 gold away, but by the time he comes back, they're going to be even, and Quinn on Pango, he's got to be loving this, because this hero, with a good early start, we see it time and time again. Pangolier is just one of the best Dota heroes right now.
Yeah. Truly an incredible hero. Also feels like a very good game to be buying Diffusal Blade as top. Does not feel like a good time to be Tofu, as he gets ran down by the Nande Drow Ranger. Right clicks on right clicks on right clicks. Spartan gets to reserve the Tombstone. And that's already 3 kill involvements for this Drow. So all the action that's happening for Monaspa, mostly happening on the top side of the map for them. which I suppose is a good thing, right? You want to make sure that this Drow Ranger is not get left behind and that she's actually active as early as humanly possible, because eventually GG is going to try and just overwhelm you in the mid game.
Yeah, I mean, Drow scaling against Naga is not bad. Sheep was mentioning it on the panel as well. You have a lot of damage. If you get the shard early on and you keep the farm going, a Spartan is deep in the enemy triangle, but seems like he's going to be absolutely fine. Drop the tombstone on the high ground. Yeah, some good old chilling going on.
Look how aggressive they're playing with Nande. Going past the tier 1 tower, hoping to maybe add some damage. And he's got out Tofu. Might be in some danger here, but able to just get himself into the trees. I guess they want to just stop the stacking happening right now. Make sure that this Naga doesn't have some easy inroads as the game goes later.
I mean, I do like them playing this aggressive, especially with how they're winning top, as Ace, once again, in a lot of trouble.
Dead. Yeah, he's definitely going to get taken down here. They have access to the level 6 on Nande, so the damage
Here comes Quinn.
certainly there. But Quinn hoping to try and bait an additional fight. The Rolling Thunder connects twice onto Nande, with Celery being nearby as well. He's already committed the lift, but they have more than enough damage, more than enough control. And Quinn ends up taking away the Drow Ranger's life. There is some assistance, maybe, that could have come, but they decide against it on the side of Monaspa, and they just lose the Drow. They're looking to get revenge, maybe, because Wish is smoked up as well on the other side. Duraicho, he's the one that gets caught out, and there's going to be the drain. Unfortunately, my friend, Nets does not cancel the life drain. But Duraicho should still end up losing his life here. These wolves,
form.
they actually go for the full shapeshift on Skylark. They really want to chase down this Naga. Duraicho is still alive, finally does end up falling. And they also take down Spartan's life in the top lane. So just all action all across the map here, kid.
That was a very, very nice smoke by Monaspa. I like this a lot, especially when your offlaner does get counterpicked. You usually need to bring this little bit more of oomph and speed like into this area. So Duraicho wants to fall back from the jungle. They're like, no, screw you. We're going to kick you out. We're going to take your tower. It's exactly what they had to do. But this one death top from Nande, it's going to set back their map quite a lot, because otherwise I don't think this top tower would ever have died. But now that he died, doesn't feel safe to go back top. He's forced to go mid. So GG, they're going to get to trade towers here.
We'll see if they actually try to mount a defense on the other side of the map. For now, the push is going to come between this Pugna and the Lycan. Between these two heroes, certainly there's no tier 1 tower that can survive. But they're not actually hitting the tower top. It's getting very close to falling. And they're really thinking about it on Monaspa, whether or not they want to try and contest. But eventually just have to make the decision. Let it go. It's fine. Send Wish back into the mid lane. He's going to try and push out that wave as well. So not slow and steady. Oh, top.
Oh, they got
the jungle. They got Tofu. Yeah, they caught him inside the tree line. Nande doesn't get the procs of the marksmanship.
That was actually hilarious. So he gusted the tree line and made Tofu jump off the tree. I mean, also nowadays how it goes with like these tier 1 towers, when they fall, teams and players have gotten really good at still maintaining your jungle. That's why you see Nande and Spartan, they're like holding a very clear line where they can still farm. And Duraicho, similar story. You lose your tier 1, but you can still play there unless your enemies, you know, unless they punish you, and they're coming right now.
Yep, they're on the way. They've already mounted the smoke. Skylark doesn't have shapeshift this time around, but they're still going to try and find this catch. Wish they catch him out. Got him. Desire also revealing the hookshot. That should be more than enough to bring down Duraicho. All right, good stuff from Monaspa. They are definitely not allowing GG to dictate the terms of this early game. This is good for them as well, because they have this Lycan who can just keep taking over this bottom side of the map.
No, this is absolutely amazing. This is exactly what they have to do. You play together with your kill combo, which is the Pugna with the damage, Clock with the catch. You combine those. You kick out Duraicho. He's being a bit greedy, so you punish him, which is absolutely great. They're in the lead right now. They should be feeling pretty good.
Wish will obviously feel a little bit better if he can start to put some blast onto the tier 1 tower middle, applying some additional pressure on the map. I love the fact that they can just keep going for this pretty much all the time. 15 seconds until we have access to the Clockwork hookshot again. Duraicho will have to definitely get back from his position. Doesn't want to go right back into the grave that he just emerged from. But GG also want to make something happen. They're gathering up potentially for a smoke. But this Lycan making it hard, man. Giving them some vision. And now they smoke themselves on Monaspa. They're going to come play aggressively around this mid area of the map, knowing that a smoke is coming from GG.
They're rolling.
Quinn Callahan is going to roll in. He finds Skylark just as the shapeshift connects. So not going to be able to find the chain disable. Celery steals his own shapeshift. So has maximum move speed right now. And Tofu did drop the Wukong's command. Hookshot misses in its entirety. Wukong's can't trap anybody inside it. So there's a lot of flash, a lot of pizzazz, but ultimately absolutely nothing happens around this area.
Actually just zero action really. Some spells are being traded, which, you know, in the bigger picture, is good for Gaimin Gladiators because the wolf form is a little more important for Monaspa to like keep the stuff going in the game, because even though your roll is down, you have this diffuser now with high-level chakra magic from Ace, so they can still kind of look to go together, poke and prod, and I feel like with this diffusal timing, they're really strong right now.
It's unfortunate for them that they ended up missing out on the roll. Also, I must say, Skylark has been very, very good using these wolves as sources of vision.
Yeah.
Just constantly roving on the GG side of the map.
I mean, I also do like, so a very nice transition for Lycan in these games is you take the bottom tower, you take the bottom jungle for a bit, but eventually you swap to your own jungle. It's very safe and easy for you to farm there, and you can continuously just send the wolves really nicely into the enemy triangle or into one of the enemy medium camps, and it just makes you feel really good about the game. You're progressing your own farm, but you're also slowing down the enemies.
Yep. He's been blocking camps as well with these wolves. Everything is coming out clutch. They're going to smoke up again on GG though. They've just picked up access to the Rolling Thunder. At the same time, the Wish has just gotten himself this 4-star, so it's not as easy to kill as he might have been once before. What target will they come across? They got some vision on Celery, on Desire rather. Nande on the high ground. They don't know that he's there, but they can intuit that the Drow should be farming that area. But it's kind of rough, right? That the only viable target is Wish, and he's just chilling right underneath the tier 1 tower.
He's got the force too, let's see. Roll up, diffusal.
There's the diffusal, there's the force, he's already committed it, and right under the tower, Quinn is like, nope, this is not where I want to be. So they get forced back yet again. So that's the second time we have a fight in this exact area, and nothing happens.
It's, I would just say it's hard now to catch the Pugna. I think if you play around mid for Gaimin, it's more about the you swashbuckle, you chakra magic. If you're looking for bigger plays, I think it needs to be in a more open area where you actually get to chase. Like if he 4 steps into the mid tower, you need to go back. As Quinn now might be in a bit of trouble.
Yeah,
he just
won. Oh, he just swashbuckled as well. He is dead for sure. Bye! That's going to be a tier 1 tower that gets removed from the game as well. Like, even though Ace can try and blast us back, Skylark is here with the mini army.
Shift, hello.
They pop the Shapeshift, they want to get more. Celery trying to run himself away, immediately gets eaten alive by these wolves and drained of his life by Wish. The tier 1 tower will follow him into the grave. And Monaspa doing everything almost perfectly at this point in time. And not the best part about all of this is Kezu, Nande's just farming.
And he's just chilling. Look at all the net worths. Wish at the top of the net worth right now. He has the Force, he has his Lens, he has a Shard queued up. I mean, they're just playing great. If they should likely look even to potentially get a Roche later in the game. And I do think for Gaimin, they need to switch up their play a little bit. I would prefer them to go as like 3-4 and play more on this high range. Abuse the fact that you have Pango Coddle, keep the Ratio farming, because right now it seems more of like it's an in-between. I haven't really seen Ace, you know, be used in this team right now.
Yep. So far, it's just been prioritizing getting up all this net worth, having some Guardian Greaves, so they have sustain if needed. That is the one aspect of things where they do definitely have an advantage in terms of itemization, although Wish can certainly help in the life department. GG posturing around this Roshan area. They're thinking about another smoke potentially, and they bring the Raichu away from the bottom side. They know that's a dangerous place to play. Man, they really are hurting not having access to the tower in the mid lane, because Wish can just literally park here and defend this forever.
I mean, Wish is just kind of chilling, right? They don't really have some clear catch on him. It's not like you have a Pango Blink or a hookshot yourself. It's like,
speaking of Pango,
the river.
Finding a 2-hero roll.
That's a sick roll.
Into an incredible Boundless Strike coming in from Tofu. Unfortunately, though, Desire able to drop the power cogs, and they lack the damage to fully kill these heroes off. Tofu getting away from the life drain here. They know that the fight is coming. Nande desperate to try and find some right clicks. Not going to overextend for them, though. And Monaspa happy to just get onto the high ground, claim some dominance on this area. But more importantly, that's another wasted Rolling Thunder from the Pangolier. Quinn can just not find an inroad past this laning phase.
Yeah, they're really not getting into this game right now. And also, so this shard on Pugna, he can just drop it, then he sucks the ward, and he's going to kill like every illusion of Naga later on in these fights. They also have Helm of the Overlord already. Uh-oh, Nande.
Nande?
Okay, silence into TP.
He's fine. He's fine.
I mean, Monaspa have some good... I would like them to continue up this pace of the game. Like, you can kill anyone you run into. Celery might be, you know, target of choice here.
I was about to say, case in point is this Rubik.
Oh.
We'll try to
Double
stay
whammy.
alive with the double power cogs. Unfortunately, that's kind of a trap as well. It always happens if you bait yourself. End up dying. And they're taking over the Radiant Triangle right now, eating up some of these big creeps. Might decide to eat up some of these Ancients as well. And Diraicho is a bit revealed here. Does have access to the Song of the Siren. This is a dangerous place to be for this Naga Siren. Spartan ends up just getting brought down. And there's going to be the shapeshift from Skylark. Trying to chomp away at Ace right now. Nice hook shot coming in from Desire. Just to try and break up the team fight. They push Tofu onto the low ground right in front of this tombstone, and the right clicks will come in from Nande. The drain is there from Wish, and with that kill, you were mentioning they could potentially go for a Roshan right now, and it feels like Monaspa caught the memo, Kiazu. They're in the pit with the pigman.
I want Gaimin to step over and contest this. You can like be on very high range with this Caudal Pango as we've talked about, and Tombstone is down. I don't think Monaspa can commit to this right now. You don't have the Lycan form. If Gaimin are allowed to play on range, you need to get the hell out of here.
They don't have access to the Rolling Thunder or the Wukongs right now, though. Tofu will respawn in a couple of seconds with the Wukongs. Still at least 35 seconds away.
Look at that. This is too awkward for Monaspa. They need to wait for the spell, smoke up, kill them, and then Roche with like some Tombstone and the Zombie ult. You cannot do it like this. And it's good that they realize and they understand, okay, even though we got these kills and they're also lacking some spells, we need to chill. Wait for the Lycan form and then just overwhelm them in 1 minute.
Also, speaking of the Lycan, Rubik ended up stealing the Lycan Summon Wolves, using them to just slowly but surely push down the tier 1 tower, so they finally have some additional space on the map for themselves.
Nope, Spartan once again.
Yeah, just unlucky for him. Oh, he dropped the Tombstone as well. That's... Watch where he needed to drop the stone. The Wolf. Oh, it actually gets killed. They can't give him the kill. Nice. Spartan stays alive. Alright, turns out maybe dropping the Tombstone was the right call.
Well, just a monster player. What can you say? As the Ratio is enjoying his life. You know, he's top of the net worth now, and he's starting to scale a little bit away from the game. And one of the super annoying things when you are playing heroes such as Undying and Lycan into Naga is that when you commit in a fight with Shapeshift, maybe Tombstone as well, they can just song. They can song and kill the tomb, or just song and run away. They can kite your earlier stages of the tomb and the wolf form, and then just fight you 10 seconds later. And that's just so annoying to deal with.
Yep. To be honest, until you had mentioned her, I've been trying to forget she exists in this game.
I'm not surprised. I won't talk about Naga again. To be fair, we won't see him for like another... For as long as Monaspa don't force Roche, I don't think we're going to see the Ratio.
Can just sit back farm, finish up this heart. Let the rest of his team do the dirty work right now. Monaspa and the gang, they really want to posture for this Roshan pit, and they're trying to force it. Is that half HP? They have a Medallion now as well. Yeah, they're way too late. They can't
They're
get
too late.
And they did smoke up for this. We'll see if they have the bravery to try and re-engage the fight afterwards, but does feel like a pretty tall order. Skylark just checks on the high ground, will break the Tofu smoke. And that'll give Monaspa some degree of information that this is not where we want to be. Just take the Aegis and run. Now it's even harder to kill Nande, who was already in a position where dying wasn't really happening for him in this game.
Yep, I mean for Monaspa, they have to continue on this, you know, trying to play fast, take away some space, get some kills. They do have Roche now, and I like the Medallion on the Undying. You have the drums on Skylark as well. But the longer this game goes, Naga is going to keep being strong. They're going to keep pushing out all these waves. Eventually Quinn, he's going to have an Ags, a Blink, and then suddenly if you have to split up, which you will have to as Monaspa, your map and your heroes can start bleeding out. So you being ahead like this, they need to keep pumping out these lanes, try to force a tier 2 and just really keep being in Gaimin's face.
Right now we see this Rubik still just having a good time with these wolves, getting some advanced vision on the movement of Monaspa. So they're going to have to play a bit more conservatively. And this map, what do you make of the map movements right now from the side of GG? At this point in time, normally we do see teams like to sit back when they have ended up losing out on an Aegis.
Yep.
Are there any other plays they could make on this map, or do you not have really a choice in the matter?
I think right now you don't have too many options. There's like one thing you can do where you semi-pressure. Maybe you put Pango Caudal into the lane that you want to defend to stall out. But right now I think they're very happy trading farm. You have one guy who's going to sit here, be annoying, and the rest of them have Quinn get towards his Aghanims, which he's very close to. Let the Ratio get to his next item. He just finished his heart. Because they're happy to drag out this game another 5 minutes, another 6, 7 minutes until they get their core items to then truly play the map.
Gonna see if middle Ace is gonna find himself getting caught out here. A little bit too speedy though for Wish to catch up to him, and Jiracho was there to bail him out of trouble if need be.
Hook shot.
Desire though commits the hook shot. Looks like somebody has to get sacrificed, and it might be Celery here. They try to commit the song just to try to get him out of here. Ace pops the Guardian Greaves as well, and they will allow him to live. 4 staff away, just to make sure that he expends the full range. There's a zombie ult and a shapeshift. They're going in on the backlines. They're looking for CC and C. Quinn has the access to the Rolling Thunder if need be. Doesn't need to though. His team dissuades Spartan from chasing deeper.
Ooh, I mean, the more items that are going to come out in this game, I think they're just going to make it more, like, a lot easier for Gaimin to play fights. If we look at Monaspa's lineup and the way they need to play fights, you need to play fast, kind of win them quickly too with the shapeshift, and you only have one clockwork that can go in. So Gaimin getting these blink daggers to initiate themselves, or getting tankier or force staffs is just going to make it a lot, like, really a lot more awkward for Monaspa to take these 5-on-5 fights.
Speaking of 5-on-5s, Gaimin Gladiators might try to force one right now as they smoke up S4, heading into the dire jungle. Spartan gets himself blown up with the diffusal blade on the swashbuckle as well as his bounder strike. The hook shot did come. Very nice silence from Nande to prevent the further jump coming in from the Gaimin Gladiators. Saves the life of the clockwork and makes them say, you know what, we got Undying. That's probably going to be good enough for us for now.
Huh, Nande feels forced to buy a BKB. Interesting. I thought maybe... Nande to me is a very greedy player. Like, he loves to rush his Midas. I thought maybe you go for some shard and you hope that your team like goes in for you so you can pump out all this damage. But perhaps he feels he needs this BKB to stand his ground later when this roll comes in to maybe fight against it. Okay. But slowly and surely this game is, you know, it's kind of getting out of their hands, I think. Gaimin now have a gold lead in this game.
Yeah, they have a gold lead.
They have a Naga.
Yeah. She gets getting bigger and bigger and bigger. On the bright side, though, we do get this. We'll have this like bell end period of time where, yes, Naga will be strong, but then as things go later, Nande will eventually get there. Can keep just maintaining this pace somehow. Unfortunately, GG are getting some pretty good items to make the game easier. They just got themselves the Vlads on Tofu in tandem with this medallion. Dota Plus, though, favoring Monaspa right now. Probably has to do with them still maintaining the Aegis. Also see Tofu getting himself caught out by Desire. Should end up losing his life here on the high ground. Gonna take a while, but they'll get him.
Finally. Now Desire, what do you do? He has a force. He's gonna be chilling. I do think that the more and more I see Pango in like these mid and late games, even with just how I touched on earlier how the fights will go, I feel like even if Nine is gonna be top net worth, his entire team is gonna suffer so much in these fights. And we've seen late game Pangos. This hero, like, don't underestimate this little Pangolier hero. He's going to have Axe, Kato, he has Brigand's Blade, suddenly he has a Blink, an overwhelming Blink, and bam, 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 everyone's dead.
I mean, right now, he pretty much just needs levels, right? Already has the main tools for damage.
Yeah.
Diffusal, Ags already picked up for Quinn. So very, very scary Pangolier at this point in time. Nonetheless, though, Wish still holding it down and doing what he needs to do in this game. We've just picked up the second BKB on the side of Monaspa. Wish just got his about a minute ago. So this dual BKB timing, even without this Aegis, it feels kind of strong. The one thing that they kind of still lack is that they're all in reliance on this clockwork to initiate, so Desire can't necessarily miss his hooks. But I would maybe like to see them make something happen on the map, force a fight, knowing that they can protect themselves a little bit right now. And they feel like they agree who should be the target, Jakezu, because they smoke up as 4. They're going to find Duraicho. Maybe not who you wanted at first. And Nande, one of the first ones caught out with the Rolling Thunder. There's the BKB. Get him outside of the Wukong command. Tofu, will he be able to survive the onslaught of damage raining in from the high ground? So on the other side to buy some time and space. There's a shapeshift on the left side of the fight. They really want Celery, and now Nande has no more BKB. They can't protect him anymore. There's going to be the 4-stop away, though, to keep him alive. But Duraicho has the ensnare. Will they eventually be able to close him down? But can they get him? Duraicho realizing that there's too much damage from Wish. He wants out. He lets it go. Leaves the fight. Quinn gets out with the swashbuckle as well. So it ends up being a 2-for-1 affair here, and as both supports, Duraicho came kind of close to finding himself completely isolated on the high ground. So even though the BKB from Nande went down, still the right decision to just disengage from that fight as soon as you could.
Huh, I'm a bit surprised at what the later stages of the fight that Quinn didn't help out Duraicho there on the Drow, but they're gonna play it safe. They're gonna try to get out together. And yeah, I mean, that fight went a bit better for Monaspa actually than I thought initially. They lost their Undying right away. There was a great song to like put the fight around and stall it out again. But I think for now, the game might be a little chill for like 1 minute. And this second Roche is going to be incredibly crucial for both these teams.
It's kind of crazy how crucial that timing was on those BKBs.
Yeah.
If they don't have BKB on Nande, he's 100%
He's just
dead.
instantly dead.
Yeah. BKB, good item. All of you at home, please buy it.
Nah, guys, keep queuing up your 6 butterflies, your double Midas, all good. Just keep farming.
Just keep farming. It's fine. What could possibly go wrong?
Nothing. But one more thing, I really like Tofu's itemization. I feel like the Vlads, the medallion to like help out people with their armor, right, against the Lycan Drow. They're gonna keep focus firing one hero. You have the bonus there. You also give the lifesteal, especially to the Pango, because I feel like in 10 minutes and 15 minutes, Quinn, he's going to be the real carry of this game. Naga's going to be a bit of a bait. Dyrachyo, I like the item build he's going for too, with a bit more utility. I feel like he knows that his scaling isn't crazy in this game. He's going Orchid to be annoying, go on the supports, and next item, Hex.
Also love that this Monkey King is building Wraith Pact after this, recognizing how much physical damage is coming. Speaking of damage, Monaspa, they have smoked up. Unfortunately for them, they found themselves scouted out by these illusions of Dyrachyo. So Gaimin Gladiators can just split the map, not going to get caught in any one particular place. And Dyrachyo is in a bit of a dangerous spot, but Celery is right behind him to break the smoke for him. So no worries on losing the Naga in this situation.
They did see Celery on this ward, so they're trying to check if they can sniff him out. He might drop a little Fade Bolt and look to TP out. Let's see. Well, he doesn't want to show himself.
Yeah, he's got more stuff. He's fine. He's out. That was a good game read from the side of Gaimin Gladiators. It's interesting for me in this game, Kezu, how many small things both teams have. Dyrachyo has like these illusions he can just send on the map. Monaspa have these summon wolves from the Lycan. There's so many ways to just get free vision, basically, for each team.
Rocket flares, observer wards, tombstones. Like, also moving forward, it's 40 seconds for this Roche, and it has got to be the main priority that both these teams are focusing on right now. If you're the supports, if you're anyone in these teams, you need to talk about Roche, how you want to take the fight, whether you want buybacks, who's going in first, because if GG get that one, the game is going to be theirs. And Nande, if he can get his hands on an Aegis, maybe the free shard, you know, maybe it's some big brain stuff. I don't want to buy shard because I'm getting the second Roche. We'll see how it's going to turn out, but for now, Gaimin are going to have the easier time to set it up with all this map vision and Quinn on this Pango. Hook shot mid.
Fire goes onto Tofu, catching him out by himself. They do just drop the Ignis coming in from this Coddle, just picked up the Aghanim Scepter and would allow Tofu to stay alive. Quinn goes in with the Rolling Thunder, finding Spartan, and Spartan dragged back at the last moment into the Ignis, and that gives them the opportunity to bring down the Undying. Unfortunately, that does mean that that's a huge spell committed for this. Can they go into the pit and try to get that before Monaspa can come and contest?
I guess it depends on how they feel about actually doing it, because Monaspa, they have a lot of... there's also poke, right? Once again, you have this rocket flare to constantly give you vision, the wolves as well. So they do bring the Dyrachyo over now, but I guess that Gaimin, they're going to want to try to replicate this play. Wait for the roll, maybe you get 1-2 kills, and then you convert it into a free Roche.
30 seconds until the roll is online. Monaspa, they have Tofu, or at least they have some vision of Tofu, but he's just jumping in and out. Spartan's back online as well, so it's a 4-5v5 around the Roshan pit. It's a haste rune down bottom, so somebody's going to have to go check it if they want to use it for this fight. But it seems like Monaspa are just comfortable holding hands in the jungle. GG going to just do the same. It's always this awkward moment of the game where both teams know that they want the next Aegis, and you can't afford to let it go, so you just have to play around this area.
Yeah, a lot of the times also, like, what you want to do here is, you try to go around, maybe a brute force, or maybe you can poke a bit, you get one Lycan form out of Monaspa, or a Tombstone, or maybe a BKB from Nande, and that could be enough for you to already go Roche. So, Gaimin, what do they want to do here? They're probably looking to place a ward on his high ground and then check. Roll up.
There's going to be the roll-up, and they will be able to find yet another kill, potentially onto Spartan. He does end up dying, but he drops the Tombstone first. He does have buyback.
Ooh,
get rid of the Tombstone. And they dropped the Ignis right on top of it. Shapeshift used up as well. Nande and the gang, they don't really want to get involved while this Ignis is online. It does drop now though, so big AoE spells used up by both teams. Shapeshift running out of duration here, and I haven't seen much impact coming in from this Lycan just yet. And Nande, he gets caught with the sleep. He's right next to Wish as well, both of them in a very weird spot.
Hex is out.
And they're going to get the Hex out onto this draw range. Force off will be there, but they bounce him back with the Blinding Light into this Wukong Summon. Not going to be enough to keep him there though. Nande still gets out. Completely out of mana now. Does still have BKB, but we'll just have to watch the clockwork lose his life in front of him. Wish will help top him up so he can use his items.
Oh,
another hex onto Spartan. Forced off will be there yet again. Dyrachyo playing without fear as they're trying to close down Spartan. The Ignis back online once more, and Spartan will not be allowed to escape for the second time in a row. This time though, will be forced to buy back.
They're just toying with them. Like, Gaimin, they're playing really well right now. They're just abusing the fact that it's really hard for Monaspa. Like, we can see, Lycan form is popped. If you don't feel good instantly about running in, it just gets awkward. You feel like, oh, but I have to go in now. But you can tell Nande, he doesn't really want to. Like, Tombstone is already killed. They're all on this nice position. And yeah, now Gaimin, free Roche.
Yeah. And this time around, because the Clockwork is dead, they can't even get the free vision or poke from the long range. Quinn drops the Rolling Thunder just to make sure that they can ensure this Roshan. And actually finds a decent target. Spartan might end up dying here, but Quinn has to watch himself. Decent damage coming in from Nande, who really wants to try and go in. Drops a Gust, there's an Ignis, and they actually end up stealing the Aegis because Desire jumps in at the last moment. What a Chad! Wow, that was an incredible play. What a G. We do see on the other side of the fight, Shapeshift is online. Will they end up losing this Lycan? They don't want to utilize too much of the lockdown onto him because they need to try and come back and protect Dyraicho, who is alone in the Roshan pit, taking damage from Nande and ends up losing his life. Dyraicho's gone.
Oh my.
Monaspa coming in clutch. Desire shows up to steal away the Aegis. They force a fight in some awkward locations, and Nande allowed to just rain down the right clicks onto this Naga Siren. They bring her down, and Monaspa overturn what looked like a very bad position for themselves.
Damn, I mean, Desire just coming in clutch. Without that Aegis steal, I feel like they're just going to get ran over. But he steals it. Now Dyraicho, he doesn't get it. In return, Nande, he just gets to sit, stand his ground, you know, slap some noobs, kills Dyraicho. And now, you know, instead of them actually getting the Aegis and taking, you know, the game more into their hands, now it's only a 7k gold lead.
Yeah. Gold lead gets to plateau. We see the replay here. Quinn really thought that this was going to be the full security, right?
Yeah.
But they don't need him in the Roshan pit right now. He's assuming that Dyraicho's really got this, but here comes Desire. Frame perfect.
Yeah,
and it
perfect
happens
timing.
during the shield crash, so Quinn can't even snatch it if he wants to. That was so nice to watch.
I mean, literally, as the hookshot deals damage to Roche on the, you know, impact, it dies. He just picks it up.
Oh. Monaspa keeping this game in the balance and making sure that, yes, although this Naga Siren is getting higher and higher in terms of net worth, we just saw a demonstration of what can happen if she doesn't have assistance from the rest of her team. There is damage to kill her on the side of Monaspa. Nande is getting scary. Has the full Daedalus now up online as well.
I do really like this item build. Going for the Daedalus now. You also have Spartan, who's been pumping him out with the Solar Crest, so helping him even more to deal this damage. And you have the auras from Lycan, bonus attack speed, bonus damage, bonus lifesteal, another bonus attack speed with the drum. So if Nande gets to stand his ground without them being kited too much, he will kill all of them.
Yep. Straw Ranger can certainly carry this game. And one of the unfortunate things is that this GG lineup, there's a lot of resources invested into the Naga Siren. And you were mentioning earlier that eventually Quinn Pango can start to become pretty much the de facto carry. So he's going right now in for the overwhelming blink after the Maelstrom. Do they just wait until they have that full itemization before they try to take another fight?
I don't think you need to wait. You just need to fight, I would say, more proper. Like how they were doing it from minute 20 to 30. High range, wait, you know, kite out the spells, and then come in with the roll, play on high range with the Swashbuckler, as now they have a catch on Desire. Hook shot.
Have a catch on Desire, but at the same time, look what happened. Quinn, he TP'd onto the outpost. Oh, what a bait. A Desire, man. What a player. They had vision. They knew that Quinn wasn't involved in the fight, that he had to TP in to join his compatriots. So they went for the wraparound play. Desire dangles himself on the low ground. They go and they take the bait, and it cost the life of this Pangolier.
Yeah, I mean, he felt safe. He has just ward on the high ground in the dire jungle. Didn't see any heroes, but they were smoked. The moment he gets in there, well, he breaks their smoke. What up, bro? Just insta-dies.
That's also going to allow Wish to get into the investments of the Dagon 3. So we're starting to get into some major burst damage territory. And when you look at this draft, this lineup from the side of GG, the one thing that they do not do is buy BKBs. So this magical burst output coming in from Wish is always going to be effective in this game.
I mean, he's scaling pretty well, right? The Stagon now, as we touched on, he's level 20 as well. So he is scaling very nicely. But I still feel like if Gaimin really understand how they want to take fights with, get some vision from the Monkey King, you have the illusions as well that are always going to push in waves, it is still easier for them to play. So, of course, as we touched on, Nande, he can get this damage out, but there's a lot of requirements that they need to meet in order for him to be able to do that.
One of those requirements is a good initiation from Desire, who's peppering the trees here with these rocket flares. Almost got lucky enough to scout out Dyraicho. Had that happened, I would have felt very afraid for the Naga's life. Well, I would have celebrated her being dead, but you know what I mean.
I know what you mean, don't worry. Naga, Ricky, which other hero do you hate? I feel like it's those two. Whenever they're picked up, you're just like...
Yeah, I'm all pretty hard with... I think those two right now. The other ones, you don't see them all that often. You know, we don't have that much Tinker, we don't have that much Techie, so I can deal with it.
I can understand it. Naga not the most fun hero, as both teams do pick up a gem. They understand that right now it's a lot about who has what vision, you know, try to take over an area, make it hard for the enemy team to actually see you, because we've seen it's just a lot about who gets the initial jump. If Monaspa want to have a good fight, they need a clean hook shot into the Lycan running in with his form, into Nande following it up. If that breaks flat, they're going to lose every single team fight because Gaimin will just kite them.
Do you want to see a Hex eventually maybe on this Coddle? I'm looking at Ace's build, is going for the Octarine core next. Feels like afterwards, a Hex on top of that would be really, really nice. Because you have double Hex with Dyraicho. Because eventually it would feel like, well, unless Quinn hits you with an amazing Rolling Thunder, you run out of lockdown.
Hex is amazing. We've already touched on it a few times. Gaimin want long fights, whereas Monaspa, they want very short fights with some burst, have Nane pop out 5-6 shots on someone and kill them. So you want to continue to build items that allow you to play longer fights and win longer fights. So kite them out with 4-staffs, buy hexes to, once their BKBs are down, you can hex them out and kill them. As once again, Spartan in the front lines.
Spartan on the front lines, dropped down the tombstone. An excellent scan from him to be aware that the smoke was coming. Will cost his own life though to break this. And there is no buyback, and oh my goodness, Nande gets the damage out onto Quinn, thanks to Desire holding this Pango in position for a second. Unfortunately, not any crits, or not enough crits from Nande. And here's Skylark with his BKB active in the shapeshift, hoping to try and run down Quinn himself. Not going to be able to do so. So during the duration of this BKB, just needs to get out. Dyraicho though catches him with the Song of the Siren at the end of the duration. Tofu there with the Wukong's command as well. Do they have a way to lock him into this Wukong's? And indeed they do, with the blinding lights, the blast from the Quado. And Ace showing his value in it. Blink forward from Dyraicho, going for more onto Nande. Maybe a bit optimistic on that one.
Well, just checking, you know, maybe Monaspa mess it up a bit. I don't mind him going that aggressively. He has all these items, 2 heroes are dead, so, you know, just kind of check in. But for now, Gaimin have a lot of good vision on this map. Like, if you look in the Styre jungle, 2 aggressive wards there. They also have 1 on the bottom tier 2. And in 1 minute, you know, Roche is going to start respawning. So you dropping your map here is a very, very crucial point for Monaspa.
Tier 2 tower probably going to get taken away by Gaimin Gladiators to allow them to take even more map presence at this point. But this Clockwork doing his best. Desire's been having an excellent game so far, doing pretty much everything you can possibly imagine from his team.
Yeah, you cannot ask him to do more than that, right? He's already played well. He's the sole initiator. He snatched the Aegis earlier. He has a 4-staff into Ags, very nice items. He's just playing the role that he has to do, and he's performing very well as he runs into the Raju in the jungle here.
Maybe this is the Costa's curse. I haven't done one in a while. Clockwork, a little bit of danger here. Quinn on top of him. There's going to be the way to try and get him out. Ignis will come out. Nice little hook shot there, but Quinn still chasing him forward with the Rolling Thunder, but Nande throwing in these right clicks. Quinn saves himself by stunning him up, and Desire still alive somehow. What? Double 4-staffs will be there as well. Okay, here comes Dyraicho, Song set up. 3 heroes all in the line. No more Rolling Thunder, no more Ignis, but they still have some hexes. Double BKB will come out, and they turn back onto Tofu, eviscerating this Monkey King. Skylark really wants to try and make something happen. Running forward with his own BKB in the shapeshift. Looking to try and munch down Celery. Won't be able to get there. The Ignis will hold this Lycan in position. Celery thought he was safe, but got revealed by this Rocket Flare, and will eventually get brought down as well. Both supports eaten up. And this is really bad. Fortunately for them, Roshan is not up yet.
That's like the longest Roshan spawn that they could have hoped for. Anything under like 1 minute, they're just instantly gonna get it. Nande and Skylark, like both of them did a lot of damage in this. Like whenever Quinn rolls in, Nande can just stand his ground. 1, 2 like lucky crits, and Quinn is gonna be like in a lot of danger in terms of his HP pool.
Yeah. They got a Rocket Flare onto Dyraicho. No angle for the hookshot though. It hits onto the illusion first. That was really, really close.
Well, it was half a second of the Dyraicho potentially dying there.
And they have got the follow-up because they just picked up a Swift Blink for Nande. So he would have been there very, very quickly to follow up with the damage.
I would, like, for the 2 supports of Gaimin, Tofu and Celery, the only way they can really die is if they allow Skylark to kill them. And, well, it's not only up to them. Gaimin, as a team, they need to understand that they need to protect their supports from this Lycan. So I think Tofu, he can be a little more chill, but I can't have both Dyraicho and Quinn going at the same time. They need to look a little bit at their supports, like disarm those creeps, you know, with your swashbuckle, or net the stuff and just protect your subs, because as we said, longer fights will benefit Gaimin.
Tofu gets started out with the vision. Woo! Literally gets 2-shot. Bye! No buyback either. Man, this is so unfortunate that this is a long Roshan timer. Desire goes in, finds himself with some initiation. Not going to be able to catch Quinn. And Quinn trying to get away from Nande, but Nande just chasing him with the right-click damage on the far side of the fight. Look at this! And he actually gets him! Quinn is down, no buyback either onto him. Dyraicho right next to a tombstone will end up songing up. Can he get the hell out of here? Fortunately for him, they did just bring down Desire, so he doesn't have to worry about the hook shot. But Gaimin Gladiators, although they still maintain this gold lead, Monaspa just keep taking fight after fight after fight after fight.
Damn. Okay, if you're Quinn, you need to think about some stuff right now, because Nande, he can do that again next fight. He pops his BKB, pikes after you. Once you get out of range, he swift blinks in once again to get closer to you, gives himself vision with the multi-shot to then keep right-clicking you and killing you. So Quinn, he's going to need another item. He has a Trickster Cloak as well, at least from the neutrals. So that's going to help. Because if he can trade his role for Nande's BKB, that's good. But not if you die doing it. Just a chat play from Nande.
Do you want to see like some Aeon Disc maybe coming in on the Pango?
Aeon Disc is one way, as Celery is just dead. Ran into Nande, got 2 shot. Tofu.
Oh my gosh.
Oh! Nice dodge.
Wow. Nice dodge, but it was 1,000 damage crit that was chasing him at that point. Alright, this time around, Gaimin Gladiators' luck has run out. Skylark has been camping in this Roshan pit for so long. You're like, where is the big man at? Here he is.
Any moment, and then here he is.
And there he goes, because the right-click damage from Nande.
Oh, free Ags. Hello.
Awesome.
I love free Ags.
Dude, and this is a Drow Ags as well that comes for free. This is crazy amounts of damage that have just emerged. It was already scary enough just being around these heroes, but now even Dyraicho is no longer safe with his illusions against the Drow Ranger.
Yeah, you're not safe at all. Okay, this game just got a whole lot harder. Nande definitely stepping it up. They're all building the right items as well to really help him do that. And yeah, now if you're GG, your team fights are really, really hard now. At least you have the Trickster Cloak, so Quinn can like try to go invis in the middle of the fight, maybe evade 1 or 2 attacks from Drow if she doesn't proc, but yeah, he has a DD. Hello, don't run into Nande, guys, or you're all dead.
Okay, please run into him. I want to see the crit. I want to see the damage numbers. To make matters worse, he also cracked 25 as well, so we got the additional multi-shot waves out of Nande. Incredibly farmed and powerful on the map right now. And this just feels like Monaspa in the driver's seat. They've gotten themselves back the gold lead. At some point it was 10k, but now it has come in the complete opposite direction.
Oh, he's dead. 1300 crit.
Shout out to our observing team for just even being able to catch that one, and you'll have to catch it again because Quinn finding himself at half
Aggressive
HP
Hex.
already. The Hex will come in with the Ignis as well to try and protect this fight. Rolling Thunder in from Quinn. Quinn trying to get closer to where this Drow Ranger is as Desire managing to get out, picked up the shot, so gets a jetpack away from this Rolling Thunder, Wukong's command combination. And Monaspa, they find themselves completely unbothered. They take the tier 1 tower, cost them practically nothing. Several ultimates needed to happen from the side of GG. They literally didn't even need to do anything. Even the tombstone wasn't used, no BKBs were used. Just a free tower basically for Monaspa.
Yeah, and it's starting to get very annoying, right? All this rocket span, Nande can just stand his ground.
Oh,
Hookshot
Desire finds Ace! And there, wait, well, are you sure he could be found Ace? I don't see anything.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
I don't see anything there. There used to be a Keeper of the Light, but Nande makes sure that that's not true.
Yeah, he left my screen real quick.
Oh my gosh. 2,500 damage in the span of like 1.5 seconds. Amazing stuff from Nande. Now he's just right-clicking on the high ground, maybe hoping to force out a buyback. They know they still have at least 9 seconds before the Rolling Thunder. So they have a lot of leeway for this push.
This hurts a lot because if you're Quinn right now, you want to swashbuckle the Drow, like be annoying with the defusal, burn his mana, get Chakra, do it again. But with Ace being dead, you can't really commit that much and you lose it on this double swash. So, I mean, this Rax is just free.
Yep.
I'm testing hookshot on an illusion. It does work.
Honestly, between the Drow Ags and the Pugna Shot, like these Naga illusions feel very useless.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the Rachu is... He's not really the hero he wants to be. Like, his hero is pretty hard countered, at least at this point in the game. As you said, the shard from Pugna, he can suck all the illus. You have Nande, who's having a crazy game with his Ags. And yeah, I mean, I do like the itemization he's going for, because eventually they're going to look to blow someone up. He has Blink, Hex, and Nullifier against the Decrep. And that's going to be the timing that, at this point, Gaimin have to play for, as the Rachu gets scanned.
Yeah.
He has to be a little careful, my friendos.
Desire
Fishing with the rocket.
but he was actually being contested by one of the illusions right in front of him, blocking the angle for the hookshot. Nice stuff from Dyraicho. And also, you're talking about itemization. Look at our boy Lycan. Just picked up a Hex, but we'll talk about it in a second because Quinn goes in for an aggressive roll, gets stuck, and should find himself dead, but no. Nande wound up on the wrong side, so he can't necessarily keep the right clicks going towards Quinn. So Quinn will be bailed out of trouble here, but now the Hex comes in onto Diraicho, Skylark revealing the new item. But they just can't get Nande close enough for the full damage. But that's no more Rolling Thunder, no more Ignis. Yet again, Monaspa able to force GG into a reactive position, but Diraicho trying to play more proactively right now. Goes directly onto Nande. They want to get this Aegis away from him, and they will succeed in doing so. The BKB is up. Desire jumped in on the backside to just try and create some space. It's going to cost us life most likely here. And indeed it does. But it looks like it'll bail out Nande. Gets off the BKB. Diraicho right on his face, but Nande just decides that discretion, better part of valor. TP's out of this one. Skylark gets out too. All right, a little bit of an expensive salvation there from Monaspa, but they still do keep their cores alive. And they get a tier 2 tower on top of it as well.
All right. At least now, so for Gaimin, they're gonna be owning the entire map because these 3 cores can't really leave the base without these BKBs, and you can see how this Hex, Blink Hex Nullifier is such a deadly like tri-core of items because you're gonna just instantly go and someone hex them and they cannot be protected because they get nullified. So from now on, Gaimin, this is gonna be their entire play, and if they catch Nande out of position, he is going to drop.
Yeah, that's always the one thing about this Drow Ranger. She is the definition of a glass cannon. To be fair, the cannon hurts pretty hard, but still
hurts real hard.
Still made of glass. If you can ever catch her out, then she does die. And the best part about Diraicho going for this build is that you can make sure that you have the full duration of keeping the marksmanship at bay, just standing right on top of her. Now it's on Monaspa to try and stop this because it's still a while till the next Roche. Like you mentioned, GG can just take over the map. What do Monaspa do once they have the full lineup online? Do they just go for the next fight to try force GG away from their side of the map?
I would say the best thing that Monaspa can do is try to play in groups at least a little bit, and then play off of the vision that you get from the rocket flare spam and the wolves. Because vision is like the most important aspect of this game right now. Try to make it easier for Desire to find a hook shot, because you need that to take these fights. Because Nande, he cannot play as aggressive as before. There's new items, there's hexes, there's nullifiers, the Raju's working on a Bloodthorn. People are gonna drop, and they're gonna drop real quick.
Nande's actually trying to increase the duration of where he's protected, building into a refresher as his final item.
I like that.
You don't see this every day, but you know, we have some innovative stuff coming in from Monaspa. Like in Hex, we have a refresher. They might actually try to force a fight here as Quinn goes with the Rolling Thunder onto the high ground. They bounce away Monaspa from their own triangle. Spartan drops a tombstone to buy in space and time. Oh no, Desire gets the cogs onto Quinn! How on earth does he keep doing this kind of stuff? Wish trying to drain him down, but unfortunately for Monaspa, Nande is not there to provide the right-click damage. So they do end up losing the clockwork. I believe that's the gem dropped to the field as well. In the meantime, Diraicho, he found himself the song onto multiple heroes. Nande, he's going forward. Maybe not the direction he really wanted to here. Wish though, forcing the fight with this life drain. And they actually have quite a bit of damage onto this Naga Siren. Skylark goes in with the BKB, had him hexed up as well. And they're trying to flee. Diraicho, can he blink away from the right clicks? Yes, he can. They still stay alive. Monaspa though, they're not done just yet. They smoke up. They're going forward. They know that they don't want to give up positioning around this Roshan pit. 50 seconds is the minimum respawn at this point. But they look like they're in two minds about this. Spartan?
Never mind.
Nice one.
Just blink in mirror image, run.
He's fine.
Oh, he's thinking about dropping the tombstone. He's just ready. I mean, any fight, fights might just be decided within a few seconds, but there are a lot of creeps in this game in base right now.
Yeah, somebody has to come back home to address this. 2 Sea Dragons, like 6 super range creeps.
Just 1,000 gold, you know, I'll chill, guys, don't worry. Let me have that gold. I only have 40k, I need more.
We have seen from the side of Monaspa that they can exploit these kind of movements to catch them out and try to overload them with numbers. Unfortunately though, the one hero that's always been making that happen is Desire. Also, I'm just thinking, how much of a disaster would it have been if Nande was next to Desire as Quinn was rooted up inside those cogs? Would have been really, really bad.
Well, they have the Hex, I hear a roll.
Get the Hex out. Diraicho really wants to get this kill. Nande, is he dead? Not yet. He heals up. He's still alive. BKB out of the cogs. He's just going to keep going with this fight. Multi-shot hit will be there.
Double kill.
Not going to be enough to keep the clockwork alive though. Both supports already gone because Quinn is just leashing out this damage. And they decide on the side of Monaspa, just try to get themselves out. Wish still blasting the wave here, so his greed is going to get exploited by Dyraicho, who blinks on top of him with the song. There is a BKB available for Wish.
Half basher.
BKB, does he get out? They got him. They should be able to get the kill off of this. Hex will be there as well. Dyraicho, though, taking damage from Nande. Oh my goodness, the Drow Ranger just showing the power right now. Nande goes in. We thought that this was a fight that they'd be able to take on the side of GG, but unfortunately Monaspa proving that this yet again was a bait. As they bring down two, both of them have bought back though. They really want to try find Nande's life. They're going on to him. Tofu ends up dying, granting a triple kill towards Nande. But now there's no more BKB, there's no more way out, there's no more life. Here's the Rolling Thunder from Quinn, connecting on to 3 heroes. Multiple buybacks coming in from Monaspa. Everybody has used it up on their team because they really want to try force this fight and keep the game going. And Gaimin Gladiators, they have spent their gold well. But it's not good enough, Kezu. They still need more out of this. We need a Roshan, we need some Rex, and somebody needs to still come home and defend the base.
He did 17,000 damage. Okay, guys, this is the ultimate test. You're playing against open AI. If you misstep for 0.1 seconds, Nande is clapping you out of this game.
Oof. Let's see this again. The damage output that comes out of him. This looks like it's supposed to be a bad situation, right? Wish gets bashed up. This is supposed to be so bad.
1, 2, 3, 4. He just keeps stacking it up. Boom!
Damn, this damage. I don't know how you're supposed to deal with this. If they don't do the double buybacks, honestly, I think it's a mark of how good Gaimin Gladiators are as a team to realize that they have to buy back in that situation to have any hope of this game being favorable for them.
I mean, they understand from their itemization of how they have to play, right? We can see it. Every time they go in, they try to burst Nande out. Because if they don't, he will just stand his ground and kill all of them. He has a refresher now. I love that he's bought this item because now he's going to have like double BKB, double blink. He can maybe commit his BKB to kill one, refresh, go in with another BKB, but Gaimin, they're forcing this roast right now.
Yep. They know that Spartan doesn't have buyback. They saw him go down to the second time. Desire is the only person with buyback on the side of Monaspa.
He's looking to steal.
He wants the steal. He's done it before, but this time Celery is there to run interference.
Song
they
as well.
dropped the song as well, but Nande going in. No way, no way! They actually managed to do it, and this time around it's Nande that grabs the Aegis. It's gonna get taken away fairly shortly though. No, it won't! He forced off outside of the Wukong's command. He's still alive. It's gonna drop outside of the pit though. But Dyraicho and the gang are still cleaning up inside the pit. They've taken down Desire. He buys back into the fight. Dyraicho chasing onto Wish, and they do manage to find the life of the partner. Nande in the meantime able to bring down Tofu, hoping to try and utilize the additional damage. But they have to be very, very careful here.
Nande.
Alafire gets the cancel.
He has no
okay, the Rex, but at the same time there's salvation from Dyraicho. Nande gets the Hurricane Pike away onto Dyraicho. The right are coming in, and he gets the kill. Quinn rolls in as well, but he might end up regretting this one. Or maybe not, because Quinn on his Pangalia, you said it earlier, he's going to become the real carry. Between him and Ace, they're able to clean up the fight, and they get the TP cancel onto Skylark. That's going to be 4 heroes down around the Roshan pit. Cost the life of Dyraicho, cost the life of Tofu, cost the Aegis itself. But Gaimin Gladiators definitely have reasserted themselves as the strongest team on the map.
Oh my god. How the goddamn did they steal the Aegis and the refresher? Or honestly, that's a psycho play that I just love to see it from Monaspa because these guys never give a damn how far they're behind. They're always going to go for the plays that will allow them to win the game. Even though they lost this fight because Quinn Pango, I don't know how much damage he dealt, but look at this. He even got the refresher shard as well. I do think he made a bit of a mistake by popping both BKBs here instead of maybe dying and then holding it for his respawn, but damn, my god.
Just such clutch play from Monaspa. Unfortunately though, it does mean it's going to cost a sizable portion of their base on the back end of this. No buybacks available on any of their core heroes. Wish only up in 30, so they're going to be able to at least take the mid lane of Rax here.
They dropped the refresher shard just now in the fountain so that maybe Spartan can defend the base 1v5.
Double tombstone, let's go.
Go bro, let's do it. As Tofu building, just look, I mean Dyraicho, he just dies if Nande really gets to stand his ground. It's actually insane.
An absurd amount of damage. But Quinn is finally starting to make good on the promise of this hero. They're going to jump right now onto Spartan. He's going to die without buyback. Unfortunately for the side of Gaimin, that death was calculated. They knew what they were doing. They were just trying to buy space for Wish to come back. And they're actually going to end up losing the life of Celery. That's going to give back one of the gems. So they have some degree of vision. Melee racks are still online, down bottom.
Caudle just like try to hit these racks down. Okay, eventually they do get it.
Took a while.
Should be alright. Yeah.
But to be fair, it is 57 minutes into the game. They already had one lane of racks. The fact that you go 2-1 racks at this stage of the game doesn't really matter that much.
That is true. They don't really care that much. Your draw also has an axe. Like you're chilling. You have some blast. Like honestly, even if mega creeps come out, the fights wouldn't change all that much. But yeah, the win probability it definitely dipped a lot in the other direction.
Oh, gotta love Dota. One fight can just change everything.
I also like the fact that Quinn understood and realized that he needed an item that protects him in some way. And sometimes aggression is your best defense, where he builds a basher. Because when he's rolling and there's a drow hitting him, he can just shield crash, and most likely he's gonna get bashed. So that protects him in one way. Now he's going for the Octarine. Where is he? Yeah. So just more spells, more easy rolls. Now it's even easier for you to trade the roll for some BKBs and then go again after.
It's also encroaching upon level 30 territory right now, as we are about to hit the hour mark in this game number 1. Gaimin Gladiators certainly did not expect to be pushed to this brink by the side of Monaspa, but Monaspa showing some definite heart and grit. Nande is also getting close to level 30, which is very, very scary. I think Gaimin Gladiators would much prefer that the game ends before then.
Yeah, I feel like these tier 5 items could be... I mean, they're always annoying. I've seen some Book of the Deads doing some like super cringe stuff. Like if you play against it, suddenly you have to continuously defend your base because these stupid Necronomicons are like hitting your tier 4s. Like, why? I feel like this item should be removed. But anyway, let's continue with the game, or maybe not.
Paused up. Nah, they were waiting for you. They're like, oh, he's talking trash about these
keep
neutral
talking.
items?
Keep talking.
So one of the coolest things I've ever seen when it comes to neutral items.
Cool and neutral items.
It was actually really cool. So check this out, right? So it was in a late game situation. And this happened during the major, one of the group stage games. It's a late game situation. One of the teams is where Monaspa is right now. They're stuck inside their base. They can't really move on the map, and they desperately want some neutrals. So what they do is that Bat Rider buys Midas, leaves the base, right? Gets a Midas off, buys like bots 2, buys bots 2 Midas, gets Midas, because when you Midas, you immediately 100% get the neutrals. So just to make sure that they wouldn't get caught. And then he BKB, TP'd out, got like an Apex for his Terrorblade, I think. And it's like, oh, now we could actually fight. An Apex in this game would be amazing for Nande.
Okay, that's kind of cute. I mean, I remember the change to Midas where you use it, you get a neutral item. It's kind of like, who cares? But at 60 minutes, if you do it like that, I would say that's one good way. Maybe smoke out someone, because if Gaimin are controlling the whole map, you need to smoke out to get a neutral item. Like, smoke out to the Radiant jungle, try to get something, because, if they're going to get up 3-4 tier 5 items and then they force you into a fight, you are not 30k gold behind, you're like 70,000 gold behind if they get some of the good items.
It's kind of wild that we are sitting at a 30k gold lead, and it still does not feel like Gaimin Gladiators can just walk up the hill. They have to be very, very careful about their approaches. So do they just wait for the next Roshan? It's very far away. Is this the time to just like try to control the map? Because if you do, you do run the risk of giving away some of these massive neutral items at this stage of the game.
I would like usually when Roche is this far away, it can't really be the thing you wait for, because it's just way too much. It means that for 5-6 minutes you're like playing some autopilot Dota where it's like, wait for Roche, guys, just wait for Roche. It's gonna be more like, try to play the map, try to keep Monaspa in their base, and at the 60-minute mark, like, maybe you can even think ahead, especially now that there's a pause. It's going to be like, okay, they can't really leave their base. Maybe they're going to smoke out, place a ward in our jungle, place a ward on their ancients. Like, just be ready at 60 minutes to either A, punish them, or B, get more neutrals than them, and then abuse it into a fight.
They have a little bit of time to consider their options here. Just thinking about what they want to do. Everybody's like fully stacked up on items, even these supports. Tofu chilling with an AC, a Wraith Pact, a Medallion. We've got Celery, a little bit on the poor side. Only has some mobility items with the Blink and the Force Staff. Desire, the Ags, the Blink, the Force Staff, the Gem. But where does Skylark go next as well? Because I feel like I really like this Lycan getting the Hex. Okay, he's buying Refresher, so they want to get the double Hex going as well. I think they're recognizing that they really are running out of effective disable at this stage of the game.
I mean, I think the Refresher is good on Lycan, but I would like him to upgrade his drums into Boots of Bearing, just to, like, again, help his team to maybe run away from the Ignis or to not be slowed by the Solar Bind, because right now he's sitting on drums with no charges. And once I really like Tofu's item build with this Wraith Pact AC, also him just being around Quinn is going to help him so much. You get all this lifesteal. Basically, the only armor that Quinn is going to have in the fight against this Drow is only if he's next to Tofu.
Yeah.
Otherwise, all of his physical defense is just getting shredded through by the Drow ult.
This Drow. I really want to see at the end of the game, once we're done, I'd love to see the damage numbers overall from this Drow. It's going to be something ridiculous.
If this game keeps going on, could be 6 digits.
Oh my god.
No caps. He's been getting some 1k, 2k crits.
Yeah.
He's doing work. Yeah, don't forget to refresh your cam, Quinn. We're watching you.
We see you. We have the full knowledge from above. We know what's happening.
I mean, Celery's sitting on 5k gold. What do you think he's going to buy next? He's been doing a good job so far because all he has to do is like try to lift someone out that's, in danger, maybe 4-stab them away. He has a blink and lens himself, so anything he gets now is kind of luxurious.
I feel like another Hex would be really nice because you already have Aetherland, you also have a Telescope as well.
Yep.
So if you got another Hex, some additional control, that could be really cool.
Hexes are good. I feel like Ags is kind of whatever. There's nothing like super cool to steal, so yeah, I would say that Hex is most likely going to be the most impactful item he can buy, at least for now. But yeah, buybacks are starting to cool down as well. So next fight, because I don't see any reason why either of these teams would force it now. They're all like 1 to 2 minutes away from getting it. So I think the next 1 to 2 minutes is going to be a bit slow. 60 minutes starts trickling in, new items, buybacks, and then 10 buybacks, team fight, GG.
Actually, to your point about buybacks trickling in and saving the money for it, why doesn't Celery just buy E-Blade? That way you can provide some protection towards some of the Drow targets. Make sure that, because Wish is
That's good too.
probably
like
going to be doing something else in the fight, right?
Yeah, no, E-Blade's kind of chill. I think it's more about him now. Okay, does he feel like he has enough defensive tools with the Force and the Lift? Does he feel like he wants a third one? Or does he feel like, okay, it looks like the fights are already kind of good, my people aren't dying, I'll just drop another Hex on it. So it's like one or the other, and they're both great.
Right now, Monaspa, they also have to consider their options as well.
What the hell is Quinn doing? Reinstalling Dota or what?
Sometimes you have to, man. Validate game files.
Sure.
You try to relaunch the game, it's not working for you. Pretty cool set that he has had a pretty remarkable impact in this game as well. And in this game one, yet again demonstrating why they were willing to make the move to bring him over from North America. And he's so tanky as well, 4k HP. Like, he might not have any armor when he's around the Drow, but if it's not Nande killing him, it doesn't feel like he dies anymore in this game.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Nande doesn't really have the easiest time hitting him. There's going to be a few shots, but then Quinn is probably going to hold his shield crash. Perhaps he gets the bash. He can also still upgrade some of his items. He can turn the bash into an abyssal, eat the Ags, and then maybe, I mean, I don't know what he wants to buy after. He can go Refresher. If he wants more damage, he can go MKB. He can go Skadi. I don't know, Shiva's Guard to actually get some armor yourself. Endless options.
Yeah. Always feels very good when you're at the stage of the game and you can do whatever the hell you want.
Spacebar has been called.
Just a quick little restart. All right, we know what's
on my screen, it shows no text. I don't know. Okay, interesting.
Dota 2 still in beta, man. What can you do?
What can you do?
Ace has already built himself the Hex. Nande. Oh, look at Nande's Q. All right, Nande's serious. We know what it is. We're going to get bots to the Moonshot and then some Divine Rapier. I think it probably depends on how the fight goes, right? The fight goes really, really well. You go Moonshot first. It's fine. If it goes badly, you're like, well, time to go sell my Manta and buy the Rapier. Heads up.
I mean, honestly, I wouldn't even blame Nande if he just goes with Rapier no matter what. I feel like this guy is a Giga Chad. He just wants to, whatever he needs to do to win the game. Like, I've watched this guy 10 times, and I feel like he's ended up with a Rapier in 3 or 4 out of those games.
Yeah. I'm also glad that Nande feels me, man. We're in the same place, emotionally. Please don't play Naga next game.
So wait, so he feels you because he's not a Naga player?
No, he's asking that they don't play Naga.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh
yeah, I see. Okay, you're right. You gained another friend today. It's very nice. Shout out to Nande.
Naga haters all congregate, please. If that hero gets nerfed into the ground, I'll take it.
Everyone would. Honestly, I feel like carry Naga is super lame, whereas support Naga, that's something that actually excites me, because it's more about, it's not about stalling out the game and doing some of all that stuff. It's more about how do you use Song of the Siren to like set up the fight or dodge the fight, kill a tombstone, and just give vision with your illusions. Whereas support Naga, it's like, cool man, you can kill a lot of creep waves and get gold. Grats, man. You're really good.
Nice. I'm just spamming out these waves. I'm just glad that nobody in my bracket's good enough to play support Naga, so I don't get to see it often, thankfully.
Yeah, I'd rather see it as a support than a carry, but I guess the best for you is to not see it at all, so yeah, I don't blame you.
Just gone completely. So 58 minutes into the game, we're just waiting for Quinn to return to the game itself to make sure that he can handle all his keys, get his restart going. Then he'll be rejoining us at the 60-minute mark. Long, late game Dota. Oh, I love it. What a return, man. I'm so happy to be back.
True, actually, go cast the game again. Just a casual 60-minute game. Quinn decides to, I don't know, turn off his computer, reinstall. What do you know? Let's try his PC for a nice little update. Okay.
Okay. It happens.
It happens. What can you do?
Dota just insists on updating things all the time. This is giving both teams, and it's one of these awkward pauses, right? Where it's long enough that you can talk about what's happening in the game, but it's just a bit too long that you feel fresh about the game still. So we're still going to have that random 30 seconds where you're just re-feeling exactly where you are, clicking around, being like, okay, this is how I felt moving around in this game. I mean, that might buy time for Monaspa.
Luckily for both teams, neither of them are in this situation where they want to force a fight right away. So just to go with your point, they get to play some 1.5 minutes of just clicking with their mouse a bit, going to a neutral cam, clicking some creeps and be like, oh yeah, right. I'm actually playing Dota right now.
It's so weird how Dota is just based mostly off of flow, more than anything else. And then sometimes you overthink things when the flow gets disrupted.
Or am I?
So we'll see if Gaimin Gladiators will still be as sharp when they get back into this game. We're still talking about like what people need to buy next, right? I think like Wish probably has a difficult time deciding what to do at the end here. It's going for Octarine, but after that, what do you do on this, Pugner?
For now, the best thing any hero in this game can do with their gold is to keep buybacks. So until then, like, don't spend your gold to then not have buyback after. But I would say Octarine is going to be his first choice because he already has the lens, he can upgrade it. And then, I don't know. I don't want to think about it yet. There's too much other stuff. For now, my friends, buybacks, tier 5 items, and talk about the next fight. And then these individuals, you know, Wish, he is a Pugner player, he can go think about his items.
You see some of the all chat coming in.
Who?
Who?
Say it. Say it to my face.
It was me. One thing I also love about late game Dota, if I'm going to be completely honest, is how much more stressful it becomes. Because this 28k net worth lead kind of means nothing. You lose one fight, you don't have buybacks, you can still instantly lose the game anyway.
For sure. I mean, the longer the games go at this stage, net worth just starts meaning less and less. Of course, it still gives you a lead. Like maybe you like, who cares if you have a bonus moon shard 70 minutes into the game, right? Or like 2 or 3 of them. Like no one really cares. It's more about how do you team fight? How clutch are you? Can you force out a guy in 1-2 seconds and kill him? Bait the buybacks, run away. It's more like it's more delicate about what buybacks do you have and how do you actually fight.
One of the things that does become a lot more important as the game does scale, though, is experience. So there's only 3 heroes in the game that haven't been able to crack 25 just yet. Of course, all 3 of them are supports. And 2 heroes in the game that are encroaching upon level 30 territory. Drow's 30 is definitely terrifying, but Pango's no slouch either. And this is one of the drawbacks of playing Carry Naga, though. You get robbed of so much experience. You're always like inflating your net worth, but you never get to be one of these heroes that gets to the level 30 quickly.
I mean, luckily for him, or like his talents, the ones that he missed out on aren't like the craziest. End snare cooldown, meh. Most of them are gonna dispel it or get forced away. 15 strength, kind of meh too. And I think for Tofu, it's like a similar story. If you're playing support Monkey King, getting this 25 talent with the additional Wukong, it's not like you're playing a build where your ult matters at all. It's more like, here you go, looks cool on the ground, gives me armor, and that's about it.
Yep. I just get to style a bit. I'm the cool kid on the block. Wish very, very far away from getting the 30 himself, so we're not going to be seeing level 30 Pugner either in this game. We just wait for Quinn.
Oh, 1 sec, I'm going to go call him.
And you're like, yo, man, what's happening? What's going on here? Let's hope it's not one of those situations where after an update, the game struggles to reconnect.
That would not be good.
Yeah.
That's not the one.
That is not what we want. That is not what we want. It has happened in this DPC before, and as we say it...
Oh, he's back.
Is he back? Is he back? Hey, there we go. Thanks for calling him, bro. You did the right thing.
He was telling me he had to take out the trash. He's back now.
Alright. I think everybody's going to be ready to play. The quick restart for all definitions of quick is done.
Alright, we're back. And now we're gonna wait at least a minute or 1.5. I can pretty much assure you.
Yep. We're back, and the most important thing is going to be Diraggio pushing out waves as Naga. Yay. Awesome. So 1 more minute until we get these neutral items. Nobody's going to do anything foolish up until that point. That last fight that we saw happening inside Dire Triangle, it probably helps for Monaspa that we also had the dual buybacks out of GG as well.
Yeah.
If they didn't buy back, they might have been willing to play a bit more aggressively, but they also know we can't afford to make any high ground mistakes. And pushing high ground in Dota, still one of the most difficult things you can do.
Yeah, it's just very dangerous. You need to know exactly. Whoa, hold up.
Okay, Desire getting this full job. 4 heroes are smoked up.
Back.
And looks like he's just playing very bravely up front. Nande misses out with a multi-shot, not able to connect onto any of these heroes. And Quinn able to just run down this clockwork, no buyback onto him. Nande forced into a BKB. And Monaspa were the ones that forced this engagement to happen, but it didn't necessarily feel like they were ready for it, Kezu. And they get punished pretty hard. Losing clockwork, a BKB out of Nande. Okay, that was. What do you think they were thinking when they went in for that fight?
I don't know. I don't think they got the memo in the 10-minute pause that, guys, our buybacks are not ready yet. And I mean, again, for Desire, if he has to go in alone, there's just like this easy lift out. And now that you're 1 hero down, it's 60 minutes. Like, look at Gaimin. They're just, you're not hitting neutral creeps, guys, and it's 60 minutes. What are you doing?
All right, Diraggio's got you. Diraggio's got you. He's here in the triangle. Celery's got you as well.
I mean, Gaimin are doing it, but Monaspa, they're not. They're all chilling in their base. Uh-oh.
Right.
Rup-Bro, Force Boots, what up? Fallen Sky, what up?
Fallen Sky, a Giant's Ring. Let's see. Better not be an Apex or a Book of the Dead. Book of the Dead would be already... You're already playing into Naga with 2 lanes of racks down. Imagine having to play into a Book as well.
I want to see Giant's Ring Pang with this fucking truck rolling all over you and killing you. I mean, he could drop his boots now with the Force Boots, so he's chilling.
Yeah, that's true.
And he can push himself like through anything with Force Boots, which I think can be... I don't know if he's ever played that before, so it could be awkward, but also very good.
One of those mechanics where you're like, should this really be allowed? Should this be in the game? Who's to say?
Waiting room for Monaspa to get a tier 5 item. It might happen now.
Okay. Diraggio trying to stop this from happening.
Nope.
Nothing. From the Ancients.
Roll.
Big Thunder coming in from Quinn. They force away Nande. They recognize how important this could be. Will they
Nande's
go in
hexed.
for a song? Nande gets hexed up. Another force comes
Bing
in.
bong.
BKB coming in. Quinn taking quite a bit of damage, but the shield crash will keep him alive right now. Skylock. BKB run out. There's going to be the... Oh my goodness. The ensnare comes in from Diraggio, and Nande blinking in off the Diraggio as well. Throwing in the right link damage, but the Song of the Siren will be there to help cover. Tofu not able to get himself out of here. He's getting drained away and bursted down by Wish. Force Off will be there at long last to keep him alive as well. Quinn went back in. Gets in the Gleipnir.
Yes, Force
onto Skylock and Wish. Can they get anybody out of here? Desire's going to be the first one to die. Wukong's command drop down. Wish forced into a BKB. Should be able to
another
leave.
roll.
Quinn gets another Rolling Thunder, man. That 25 talent is way too good. And now Nande doesn't have a BKB. They force off him onto the high ground. There's the Fallen Sky to chase after him with the Nullifier. And they finally bring down the draw. But she got her buyback right at the right moment. But it will not matter, it seems. As Wish dies as well. 2 buybacks emerging from Monaspa. But they find themselves unable to contain Gaimin Gladiators as the Goliaths of GG are too strong, man. The late game, they have the tier 5 neutral items, you do not, and you can't really do anything to stop them anymore.
Okay, Desire has buyback. Maybe there's some really cool shit. Probably not that they can do, but... Oh, hello, Diraggio.
Oh no, Diraggio.
Bing bong, another roll.
He gets on to Nande. Nande is dead, gone, and the game itself will end as well as Monaspa throw in the towel. Gaimin Gladiators have done it. It took a 10-minute strategy pause for them to be able to achieve this victory, but they...